Jolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another little basic video that I was planning for the time before I go to hospital. And today I really want to talk about factions and faction. I don't always say reputation, sometimes I say loyalty, because with the Klingons, when you are they are in a bad mood with you, they're gonna really hit you, like the others as well. But the Klingons, from the topic, are making the most sense in this comparison. And so there is a few things, and I said the top 3 tips that I can give you in the title of the video, that you really can keep in mind from the beginning, and some points where you can work yourself towards and then use that, and that are really important, and they always help me. This is the third server I'm really playing on, and I always kind of use that. On the first server I did some mistakes and learned from that, and then since then I'm using this, and I want to give that to our newest player on this game that are playing for the very first time, and obviously because of that made videos why you should not make my mistakes, and today's video is a little bit like that, because you need reputation for your factions. You see that I'm still working on mine, if Scopely is showing me them. Yeah, my best one is the Klingons at the moment with 254 billion points, but I have more than the Klingons. I have the Federation and the Romulans as well, and I want to earn points with that. And the first thing you do is your daily tasks and your daily events. And you, at least from some point, when you got one faction to the first lock, if you're a one faction player, or then you will start with the second one to get the second faction into the positive and build up their reputation to the next lock. From that point, you really should do your dailies efficiently. Unless you decide that you want to skip the locked faction and only concentrate on the next one. If you want to do or get the rewards for both and take a little bit more time for upgrading the second one, then you should pick your hostiles properly. You know that there are always these hunt X hostiles for your faction points in the dailies. I already completed mine because I always have to do my dailies at 5 o'clock in the morning. But in these dailies here, there would be some, and I only did the time sensitive for some exchanges. I will do the swarms later if I'm want to. I don't need them too big anymore, but still, here you want to do the 2 dailies. If you want to do the 2 dailies for the 2 factions at once, do it the right way. If it says hunt X hostiles or hunt X faction hostiles for that. If you, for example, do the Romulans and the Federation, then of course don't hunt the Romulans or the Federation, hunt the Klingons. Because with hunting, let's say, for example, you have to do 25 hostiles. By hunting 25 Klingon hostiles, you will complete both dailies. The Romulan one and the Federation one, because you picked the right enemy, so to speak. And that's a really basic thing for the very new players. They really should think about and not forget. Then the second thing is use your exos if you have any exos, and from time to time you get them from events as well, or from missions. I have had some reputation exos early on where I never knew where they came from, but you will have them. And in the exos, if you have reputation exos, use them. Because that speeds up your reputation gain. You see that I don't have the good ones anymore because I am using them all the time. I have now only 70% reputation gains, but they are there for all 3 factions. And whatever factions you're working on, use those reputation exos. And the next thing is if you have all 3 factions at a lock already and want to maybe manage it to get them up together, we come to that in a second, how that is possible from a certain point, then don't forget at the same time, if you ever hunt those factions, don't forget to use exos for negative rep reduction. That is, that reduces the reputation lost if you attack hostiles from a faction. And those are the most neglected reputation exos, usually because people tend to forget them, or at least forget to use them. And they are there, and they will help you not lose too much of your reputation that you already got. So the exos are number 2. The dailies, efficient dailies, are number 1. The exos are number 2. And once you get into mirror space, and I mentioned that before, but it's really important, and I'm really using that. Use mirror space to upgrade your reputation. And here we come to the most efficient part. In systems, well, 1 second, I need to take the hostile look. In second, for example, like Mirror Tau Ceti, the level 40 system, there you will find miners. And these miners give you faction reputation if you shoot them, without losing faction reputation. So you can collect reputation for all 3 factions here, without losing for any of the factions, as it would be in the normal space regions where you hunt. And so from the point where you get here, it's easy to work on all 3 factions at the same time, because you've seen none of my factions is hanging at a lock at the moment. They are all more or less progressing, depending on what I concentrate on, of course. But they are all gaining momentum. And that is because the hostiles here in Mirror Universe. Once you get into the Mirror Universe, once you can destroy the miners here in Tau Ceti, and then in the higher levels, from that point it's absolutely easy to work on all 3 factions at once and gain momentum for all 3 factions at once. And that is the biggest change in this game that came, and the biggest tip I really can give you, as soon as you can get here into mirror space. And it will even improve once, for people like me on the G6 levels, once they introduced the promised freebooters that are level 61 plus, it will be easier for us as well. But for everyone below that point, it will be much easier to work on all 3 factions at once you get in the Mirror Universe. Then you have the freebooters to do your dailies for all 3 factions at once without losing reputation, and you have the Mirror Universe to gain reputation here. And then if you use the exos here, and if you use the loot crew here, you know, for grinding reputation, the loot crews are working, then you really can work all 3 up at the same time. So whatever I said in the past, before all of this was introduced in the game, from the level you are able to go to Mirror Tau Ceti and properly kill some miners there. From that point you can work on all 3 factions at once. And this is why this is the biggest tip for efficiently doing your daily factions. And that will also help you then to build up all 3. And the freebooters I just mentioned, they are of course a big part of your dailies that are in the title of the video. Once you can get here from level 38 and manage to do that, and you have done the research in the Borg section, the swarm sweep, which is the first one to get a lot of work away from the swarms, but especially the Romulan sweep, the Klingon sweep, and the Federation sweep. Then you can do your dailies with the with the freebooters even faster and without losing reputation on those on those factions. And when you combine that, the freebooters with the mirror universe, so the efficient work on the dailies with the freebooters, and then the added reputation with the mirror universe, from that point you can really speed up the game like hell. But if you want to add something about this, please write in the comments below the video and on Discord. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.